Alright guys, so yesterday during writing we talked a little bit how with a fiction story we need to come up with a character. And we dove a little bit into characteristics, okay, like their character traits, their internal ones and their external. So today what we're going to do is we are going to do a character trait study on Winn-Dixie. Now we've read our story and we kind of talked about Winn-Dixie this week, and I think you're going to enjoy it because we have a little bit of art that we get to put with our writing and reading. We're going to kind of combine them all together today. So there's a few things that you guys are going to need, okay? Crayons, an eraser, a pencil, okay? Your writing notebook, and your reading book. I don't have one of your student readers to show you, but you need one of those as well, okay? So go ahead, pause the video and go grab those things and then come back and join me, okay? All right, so yesterday with our character traits, we talked about how those are what describe a person's appearance or their actions. We have the internal ones, like if they're kind or angry, and they're external, they're tall, short, okay? So the stuff that's on the inside and then the stuff that we can see on the outside. So I want you guys to be thinking of those as we do this activity. All right, so on the next page, the next page in your writing notebook, I want you guys to put your name, today's date, and write Winn-Dixie's character traits. And I'll zoom that in for you a little bit. Okay. And don't forget to spell Winn-Dixie's name the right way and get that apostrophe in there. Okay, that's showing possession. We're talking just about Winn-Dixie's character traits. So I'll give you guys a few minutes to go ahead and get that written. And remember, you can always pause the video if you need to before you continue with us. All right, so we have our heading on there. We know what we're going to be working on. You guys have got that's still really zoomed in. You have two different options, okay? There's two slides on here, and one will show you this right here, how to draw a dog going step by step, okay? This is a little bit simpler. This is a simple dog drawing, okay? There's also a slide that has a video on how to draw Winn-Dixie. You can choose that option as well. I don't care which option you choose, okay? Some of you might say, hey, I love art. It's something I'm really good at. You would probably want the second option then, okay? It dives in a little bit deeper. It's a little more complicated. But if you're like, art's not my best thing, like I'm not really good at art, just go for this one and just take it step by step. Cover them up even if you need to, and go one box at a time, okay? That's why I said you might need this eraser. I had to use it a few times, okay? One thing you will learn is Miss R is really good at stick people, and I'm slowly learning how to get better with my art, okay? I'm not an art teacher. All right, so what you're going to do is you have this labeled. You're going to go ahead and you're going to draw Winn-Dixie in here in your notebook. You can use this option. You can do the video option. Doesn't matter. So you'll pause this video and you're going to draw Winn-Dixie, okay? I even added a few little details on there. Nothing too crazy, though. So go ahead and pause the video. Come back once you're done, and we will continue. All right, welcome back. I hope you had fun drawing Winn-Dixie. I know I did. And what we are going to do now is we're going to dive in a little bit deeper and look for some of those character traits of Winn-Dixie. Okay, we know that Winn-Dixie is a dog. So now we want to figure out what makes Winn-Dixie Winn-Dixie. So that's where those readers come in. So go ahead and grab your reading book. And I want you to open up to page 28. Okay, open up to page 28. I'm going to try to zoom this in for you here. All right, we're not going to read the entire story together, okay? But I want to point out a couple of the character traits that I found in here. And then if you think of other ones, you can add those as well. All right, so it says, India Opal Baloney, known best as Opal, has recently moved to Naomi, Florida with her preacher father. Shortly after her arrival, Opal rescues a scrappy dog that she names Winn-Dixie after the store in which she finds him. Okay, since she said he was a rescue, I said at one point Winn-Dixie was lost. And Scrappy, he's kind of a skinny dog, okay? Doesn't have a lot of meat on his bones, probably was a stray and didn't get to eat a lot. So just from that right there, I could say that Winn-Dixie was lost and skinny. So what I would do then is I'm going to grab my notebook. Here, let me get something that'll show up for you guys. I'm just going to draw a line, put that he was lost and skinny. And that was on page 28. Okay, it's on page 28. And remember, you can pause the video at any time to get caught up, so don't freak out if I go too fast, okay? All right, then go ahead and just flip over to page 29. Well, actually, it should be right there, I think, with your guys' books. All right, and down towards the bottom, our last sentence, it says, she thought he was a bear, okay? Remember, Miss Franny saw Winn-Dixie standing up at the window and thought he was a bear? All right, bears are usually kind of furry and fluffy. And even just looking at the illustration in the text here, okay? So you could say that Winn-Dixie was fluffy or furry from right here. So remember, I'm going back in the text and I'm pulling things out, pulling character traits out. And that happens to be on page 29. So I would put fluffy, furry. And that's on page 29. Oops, sorry, couldn't even see that. All right. So that's how I'm finding some character traits in here, okay? Then I want you guys to go to page 31. Page 31. All right, and go down towards the very bottom. In the last few sentences said, she looked down at him and said, he most certainly is a large dog. Yes, ma'am, I told her, he has a large heart too. So he's a large dog. You could say he's a big dog if you wanted to reword it, or you could write large dog straight out of the text. And I'm going to go ahead and add another one of these arrows because I was just thinking when it says he has a large heart too, if someone has a big heart, they're kind, okay? He was a kind dog. So I'm sure he was nice to other animals and to other people, okay? So then grab that notebook again. We could say that he was a big dog. And that he was kind. And that's on page, what did I say, 31? Yes, on page 31. Oh my goodness, I did it again. I'm so sorry. All right. So after you have that, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. My book looks a little different than your guys's. Okay. All right, here we go. Page 32. Okay, page 32. And if it helps you guys to go ahead and reread the story, you can, or you can just follow along here and then look through it as well. Whatever helps you guys find some more of those character traits. Okay, this one says, well, Miss Franny said she bent over and gave Winn-Dixie a pat on the head, and Winn-Dixie wagged his tail back and forth and snuffled his nose on her little old lady feet. Let me get a chair and sit down so I can tell you this story properly. All right, she pet Winn-Dixie's head and he wagged his tail back and forth. I know our puppy, when she gets really excited to see you, she'll start wagging her tail. She's very friendly. Okay, so that's showing that Winn-Dixie was a friendly dog. And that's on page 32. So, oh, there we go. And I'll put page 32. Okay. Sorry, I gotta turn my pages here again. Go to page 36. And towards the bottom, it says, "Well, now, look at that," she said. "The dog is smiling at me." "It's a talent of his," I told her. "It's a fine talent," said Miss Franny. "A very fine talent." All right, so Winn-Dixie has a great smile, and you could even say that he's talented. He knows tricks. All right, so I'm going to add another little one in here. We could put that he's talented. All right, and let's add those to our Winn-Dixie as well. What did I say? 36. And I even on my Winn-Dixie little art, I drew a smile, okay, because that goes along with there. All right. Then we're going to head on over to page 37, and this will be the last one that we do, and I'm going to let you guys look for more. Okay. The last paragraph, it said, "Certain ones," said Miss Franny, "a select few." And then she turned around and winked at me. And if you remember, that's when Miss Pinch-Faced Amanda Wilkinson didn't want the dog in the library and was trying to get Winn-Dixie thrown out. But Miss Franny had a special place for Winn-Dixie in her heart. She grew to love him, so he's a special dog. You might think of a different word. Okay, that might not bring special to your mind, and you could write something else. That's totally fine. Okay, so as you're going through the story or things you think of, you might have a different opinion, and that is okay. You might view Winn-Dixie as a different character, but out of the text, these are some of the things that it tells us, okay? So we did our Winn-Dixie character trait study. Feel free to go back through and read it and add some more. Be like, "Hey, Miss R, I thought of this one. I read here on this page and it reminded me of this." That would be awesome. Let me know, okay? And just be thinking then, we've done our small moments and talked about how we need to create a character. Here's a character study right here, just Winn-Dixie's character traits. You're going to end up making a character which will go here for your story. Your character will be in the middle, and we've got to start thinking, how would you describe your character in your writing, okay, to go along with your small moment story. So hopefully this helped explain character traits for you guys, and you enjoyed getting to do the art project, and I'd love to see them. If you know how to take a picture, add it to the slide, or have your parents send it to me through Dojo, I'd love to see your art projects and your little character traits. I hope you guys had fun.